Hello. In today's lesson, we talk about series. This is a revised lesson because I have a lesson on series already, but I want to redo it, explain more carefully. Before we talk about series, we will explain sequence. What is a sequence? A sequence is just a collection of numbers. But there is a special form of the sequence that is arithmetic sequence. Arithmetic. In some textbook, they use the word arithmetical, but they mean the same thing. Arithmetical. We will use the term arithmetic just for simplicity. What is arithmetic sequence? It has the following form. I call the first term A, and then the next term is A plus D. D is a constant. And the next term is A plus D again, plus D. Every time you add D to the previous term. So now it becomes A plus 2D. And so on. So this is the first term. This is the second term. This is the third term. Look at the form. The first term is just A. The second term, you add D. The third term, you again add D. Therefore, it becomes 2D. Now look at, you have third term, you have 3, but you have 2 here. When you have 2 here, you have a 1 here. So, what about nth term? Can you write down in general form? The nth term should be A plus how many D's? The D is 1 less than the number of terms. So for nth term, I add n minus 1 D. So, this is the general form of the nth term. Let me call this term Tn. Tn is given by this relation. Let's have an example. 2, 5, 8, 11. So this is a sequence because this is just a group of numbers. From 2 to 5, you add 3, right? From 5 to 8, you again add 3. From 8 to 11, you add 3. Therefore, 3 is called a D now. We give D a name. It's called a common difference. Common difference. Common difference. Okay. Let's have another example. Given the seventh term is 15. And given the 10th term is 21. Find the first term, we call it A, and find the common difference, D. So to do that, we just use the formula for the general term. T7 is 15. Therefore, 15 is equal to A plus, that's the seventh term, so n minus 1, right? N is 7, so n minus 1 is 6, D. For the 10th term, it's 21. 21 should be A plus the 10th term, so it's n minus 1, so 10 minus 1 is 9. So I have these two equations. Now I subtract the two equations. Equation 2 minus equation 1. Of course, you can do equation 1 minus equation 2. It doesn't make any difference. 2 minus 1. Then I can cancel the A. 21 minus 15, I have 6. A is gone. 9 minus 6 is 3. So from this, what is D? Oh, D is very clearly 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So I have D is 2. So I have one answer now. I want to find A and D. D is 2. So what is A? Then you put 2 into either 1 or 21. So I have 15 equals A. D is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. What plus 12 is 15? Of course, A is 3. So I have the answer, A and 3. A is 3. D is 2. If I want to ask one more question, what is T20? Suppose I want another. So find first term, common difference, and also find the term 20. The 20th term. Suppose I want this as well. Then I use the formula, of course. So T20 is the first term. First term is A. I have it already. It's 3. So I have 3 plus n minus 1. 20 minus 1 is 19. Times D. D is 2. And then if you do this, it is 41. So I have the answer now. D, I have the answer A, I have the answer T20. This is all about sequence. Then we go to the term, we call it series. What is a series? If we add all the terms in a sequence, we call it a series. So series is just a sum. Because it's the sum of the numbers in a sequence. So how do you find the sum? There is a formula, right? Let's do an example which we already did. 2, 5, 8, 11. 2, 5, 8, 11. I want to add, so this is the series. What is the sum of these four numbers? Of course, you can add it mentally, or you can use a calculator. But we want to find the formula, okay? How do we do that? So there is a trick. You write it backwards. 11, 8, 5, 2. If you add all these numbers, I have 8 numbers now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I add all the 8 numbers, then that will be 2 times the sum I want, because I want only this sum, right? 2, 5, 8, 11. I want this sum. This is the series. I want this. But if I write it backwards and add everything, the result will be 2 times the sum I want. So let's add them together. 11 plus 2 is 13. And this is 13, right? And this is 13 again. This is 13. If I add all the 8 numbers, that means I add 13, 13, 13, 13. And remember, if you add the 4 13s, the result will be 2 times the sum I want. So, look here. How many 13s I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. The 13 is just the first term plus the last term, right? First term plus last term. So, the sum, actual sum of the series is all these numbers add together divided by 2, right? But these numbers, there are 4 13s. What does 4 represent? The number of terms of the series. So this is number of terms. N is 4. What is each number? 13? It's first term plus last term. So it is A plus, the last term we use L to represent. The first term plus the last term, multiply how many terms are there, divide by 2, that's the sum. So this is formula. Sum is 1/2 number of terms times first term plus last term. Okay, let's have an example. Given the first term is 5. And the total number of terms is 6. The common difference is 4. What is the sum? Let's represent the sum by a letter S. Okay. So I have a series. It's an arithmetic series. Common difference is 4. First term is 5. Number of terms is 6. So what is the sum? All right, you just use the formula now. So I have N is 6. A is 5. I don't know the last term. So I need to find the last term, then I can find S. So I go ahead, find the last term. The last term, L. L is, because you have a total of 6 terms, so L is term 6. So what is this? Use the formula. A plus 6 minus 1 D. So this is, A is 5, 6 minus 1 is 5, D is 4, so what is this? This is just 25. Okay, that is my answer. That is my answer. Oh, no, that is not my answer. That is the last term. So I have to put the L into here. So the S is 6/2 is 3. 5 plus L is 25. And that makes 30. 30 times 3 is 90. And this is my answer. Okay. Let's have another example. I need to flip the page. Let's see now. Okay. I don't have enough space. So the next example. The common difference is given. One half. The last term is given. And a sum is given. What do we want to find? Find the first term. And how many terms are there? So we want to find this. Given the common difference, given the last term, given the sum of the series, and you want to find the first term, and how many terms are there? We use the formula for the last term. So the last term is 3/2. 3/2 is A plus n minus 1d. A I don't know, so you just write A. And the number of terms I don't know. Number of terms is n. But the difference I know is 1/2. So this is one equation. And the next equation, I can use the sum formula. So the sum is the sum should be n/2. N I don't know. So n and inside the bracket is the first term plus the last term. Okay, the first term plus the last term. The first term I don't know. So A plus the last term. Last term I know. Okay. So I have two equations, two unknowns. What are the two unknowns? A and n. So remember, how do you do this kind of problem? This is called systems of equations. So we have two ways of solving systems of equations. One is called substitution. The other one is called elimination. So you can do either way to find the answer. This is a straightforward system of equations. And you Which one you want to eliminate? Let's see. Maybe I can solve for a from here and substitute the a into here. So I'll do that. So I call it 1 and 2. From 1, I have a equals 3 over 2 minus n minus 1 1/2. I call this 3. I substitute 3 into 2. And then I have minus 15 over 2 is equal to n over 2 a is this. So I have 3 over 2 minus n minus 1 1/2. This part is my a. But I need a plus 3 over 2. So I need to plus 3 over 2. And this whole thing is in bracket. So carry on the calculation. Three over 2 plus 3 over 2 is just 3. So I have 3 minus n minus 1 over 2. So 2 and 2 cancels. I have minus 15 equals n 3 minus n over 2 plus minus minus is plus 1 over 2. I have 3 plus 1/2 is 7 over half. 7 over 2. Okay. Okay, I can continue my calculation. N times 2, 7 minus n. I multiply the 2 to the other side. So it is 7n minus n squared. And I rearrange it. N squared minus 7n minus 30 equals 0. So I can factor it. right? 3 times 10 is 30. 10, negative 10, and plus 3 is negative 7. So I have n equals 10. N equals 10. N equals negative 3. But the number of terms cannot be negative, so I don't want this. I reject this answer. So my answer is n equals 10. And once I have n equals 10, I can find the once I have n, I can find a. So you can substitute into either equation. So I have 2 equations. And once you have the n, I can find a. So you can find 10 into here. 10 minus 1 is 9. So I have this, and I can find a. So if you do that, a is negative 3. So you find a is negative 3. So I have a and n. A is negative 3. N is 10. And since the d is given, 1/2, so I start with negative 3, which is my first term. This is negative 3, and d is 1/2. So a plus d, a plus 2d, a plus 3d, and so on until n is 10, and I have the whole sequence. So that's this question. Next lesson, I will give you some more practice questions. And I can guarantee you that those questions I give you are quite interesting. It's not straightforward. It's an interesting question. So until next time, I'll see you then. Goodbye.